The following program contains shocking assertions of truth. If you suffer from relativism, Randall may not be right for you. Check with your local guru.
Speaking the truth when others hold their tongues. Wrestling for justice with left-wingers and crocodiles. Resisting the temptation to keep the peace at any price. The only talk show host who writes his own theme music, Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your servant Randall. Are you ready for a fill-up? Uh-huh. Oh, what a program we've got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Today's program brought to you in part by the Baptists. They are tough wood, but easy to split. And by the Amish, retreating in style for over 100 years. I'll be right back after a quick word from my buddy, Sir Reginald Bling, and his homeboys.
When I was young, we used to go to the candy store. We would have real silver in our coins. There was such a thing as gold that had some meaning. But now the dollar is made of paper. It's worth nothing. It's like a vapor. It's something you just throw down on the ground, but it hits and it doesn't even make a sound. I know that what we need to do is go back to the red, white, and blue. It's a thing where you need to have some money. Are you feeling what I'm saying, honey? Uh-huh. 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 Say it, boys. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the program. Before we get started talking about Japan, about Obama, about Libya, I want to talk to you about the family value of hate. Yes, hatred is a family value. Hatred is a good thing if one uses it justly. For example, can you think of a portion of sacred writ that would encourage hatred? For example, there's a verse that says, "To fear the Lord is to hate evil." Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. King David said, "Do I not hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? Yes, I hate them with a perfect hatred." The reason I'm bringing this up is at least to stretch your mind, to help you perhaps throw off the shackles of tolerance and diversity that are geared towards disemboweling you and making it so that you simply don't stand up for justice. What happens is when you stand up with passion, with intensity, talking about the babies, talking about homosexual marriage, talking about the threat of Islam, if you have any level of conviction, any level of passion, they label you a hate monger. Well, I don't know that it's something that we need to run from, all right? Because the truth of the matter is, and you need to hear me, and I'm talking to you, Chris Matthews, you foul windbag. If there's things that you don't hate, something's wrong with you. If you don't hate child molestation, child pornography, child killing, if you don't hate the abuse of children, something is wrong with you. So as a dad with 7 children of my own, I promise you, hatred is a family value. Don't mess with me. All right, let's go to the news. Michelle Bachmann is considering running for president. She's attractive and she's articulate. She could do a better job than Sarah Palin. I think she actually knows where Russia is. Yes, Michelle Bachmann might just be running for president. It slipped out, perhaps old school, in the discussions that she's having with her staff and the press as she begins to travel around Iowa. Listen, between me and you, I would love it if Michelle Bachmann ran. She's got more backbone than most men, and she's all woman. Yes, attractive, articulate, not afraid of being called a hate monger. And she knows that she's got friends inside the Tea Party and inside the pro-life movement. Back to the news. with one of my favorite people to despise in the whole planet, Senator Charles Schumer. Old Chucky boy, that's what we call him. In fact, that series, that movie based upon Chucky, was actually based upon the childhood life of Senator Charles Schumer. Well, Senator Schumer was having a discussion with some of his senators and didn't know that the press was on. And he told the senators in this conference call before it actually got started that they should be using the label extreme and extremist to discuss John Boehner, the Republican spending proposals, and the Tea Party. Extreme? Like extremely tasty and extremely delicious? Well, I know that the word extreme is a bugaboo if you're a left-wing lunatic and your head is full of mush, but for some people who've got their heads screwed on right, there are some things that you want to be extreme about. You want to be extremely cautious. You want to be extremely well-dressed, perhaps extremely articulate. Perhaps you want to be extremely kind, extremely merciful, extremely loyal to the Lord, our God. Well, I have to tell you, Chuck, if you don't mind me calling you that, I think back at some of the times you and I had together, perhaps in that hearing where I testified in front of you, told you that you'd give an account to God. Or there was that time, oh, I can't even believe it's gone, time has gone by so fast, that you and I were yelling at each other. Remember in the basement of the House and the Senate where those trams are, and we were yelling back and forth, and I said you'd face God and then blood was on your hands and God was going to judge you, and you yelled back that your God believed in choice. Ah, those were the days. I hope to see you again soon. In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, Charles Schumer knew. He knew that the mic was on and that he might get quoted. This was a way for him to get free press while he was secretly and privately coaching the senators. Oh, I didn't know the mic was on. He calls us extremists and extreme every single day. There's nothing new here. And the media took the bait. Yeah, the New York Times, no less. You know, you have to understand the media. Please hear me. There's only a certain number of column inches. That's the space that a story can run. There's only a certain number of words that a journalist is permitted when they write a story. So here you have Charles Schumer, not knowing that any journalists were listening, saying that, hey guys, you need to use the word extreme and extremist. Oh, I was being recorded? Oh my goodness. Well, now the New York Times, which is the premier newspaper in the world, is quoting, oh, this salacious story that Chuck Schumer didn't know that he had a journalist online and he was coaching the other senators to call the Republicans and John Boehner and the Tea Party people extreme. Oh, isn't this breaking news? The reporter fell for it, and Schumer got what he wanted, for us to spend time talking about the extremities of the Tea Party and John Boehner and the Republicans. All right, when we come back, I hope to talk to you about not just extremism, but about resistance. There's a couple of thoughts I want to give you about resisting evil, overthrowing the wicked. Remember, I am the political and philosophical arms dealer for the right-hand side of your brain. Don't go away. I'll be right back. And cut. Hey, did I ever tell you about the time that I felt like, I could be wrong, but I felt like Schumer was hitting on me? I'm not kidding you. I think, I could be totally wrong, but I think he's gay. I do. I don't know. It was really weird. It was when I was testifying and there was the break and he just kind of looked at me in a weird, just creeped me out a little bit. I thought, there's a little more going on here than political action. He always gives me the creeps. He was creeping me out, man. And I don't mean like, oh, look, I'm Charles Schumer. I don't mean that kind of gay. I mean just something like a really dark, bizarre, homosexual thing, kind of on the violent German Hitler thing going on there, like a pink swastika action. It was just, I could be totally wrong, but there's something ain't right there. All right, what are we doing in the next segment?
If my cloud has a silver lining, it's only to store electricity for the lightning.
Moments with Moses. You shall not see your brother's donkey, or his ox fallen down by the way, and withhold your help from them. You shall help him to lift them up again.
Welcome back to the program, friend. Let's talk about the continuing resolution. Well, as you know, the Republicans have tried to defund Obamacare and defund Planned Parenthood in the House. In the Senate, led by Senate Majority Leader Democrat Harry Reid, when asked about whether or not the Senate would approve the defunding of Planned Parenthood, he said not only no, but I quote, hell no. Oh, hell no. He's invoking hell? Isn't that rather dangerous for a politician? I mean, what if he actually goes there? Well, it's very possible that Harry Reid might be on a fast track to hell. I mean, after all, if you're one of hell's heroes and you're one of hell's spokesmen, if you're promoting hell's agenda, well, there might be, and I say this with spiritual, surgical precision, there might be a hell of a place waiting for you after you die. Oh, there's a picture. Harry Reid burning. Ooh, it's horrible. Ooh, the smell of the burning flesh. Oh. Hey, let me tell you something, friends. Planned Parenthood is hell's missions program. Yes, many of you evangelicals, you know what it's like to go on a short-term mission trip. Perhaps you've got friends or relatives that are involved in long-term missions. Well, when a missionary sets out to go to foreign lands to bring people the gospel, they often have to raise money. All right? They go to churches, they go to friends, they go to family, and they say, hey, I'm going to bring the good news. Would you please help support me financially? Well, Planned Parenthood is a part of hell's missions program. The problem is, hell doesn't have enough tithing members to fund their agenda. And so, hell, through its emissaries like Harry Reid, hell turns to us. Yes, they turn to us to fund their missions program, Planned Parenthood, through our tax dollars. Yes. So, because Harry Reid can't go to Barbra Streisand and some of their godless, left-wing, lunatic, fornicating, adulterating friends, they have to turn to you and to I to fund their perverse agenda by putting a gun to our head, forcing us to pay for it with their taxes. It's not enough that they say, oh, this is behavior that's wrong, this is behavior that is destroying young people's lives. No, no, no. They say, well, they're going to do it anyway. Let's throw birth control at them, and let's help them kill their babies if they need to, if their birth control fails. So, Harry, oh, Harry, you're one of hell's heroes. Harry, hell's hero. There's a good campaign slogan. And I'm sure that there is a great reward waiting for you in the afterlife. In the meantime, friend, you and I have a duty, and it is this: to resist them. And that means cause a fuss. You know, there's a passage in Sacred Writ that says, those who forsake the law, God's law, sacred law, those who forsake the law praise the wicked. Those who uphold the law resist them. Yes. So, if you hear people praising Harry Reid, that's a significant indication that they have forsaken the law of God. And if you love the Lord, our God, and you love his law, then your duty, my duty, is to resist him. To resist. That's an aggressive word. The King James actually says contends with them. So it's not enough that we whine, that we complain, that we carry on. We actually must resist these people in the public square. We have to identify them as enemies of truth and justice and not be afraid to be called, as Charles Schumer would say, extreme or extremist. Since when did that verb, or that noun, or rather, I'm sorry, that adjective, Since when did that word become a dirty word? In the pursuit of justice, in the pursuit of liberty, in the pursuit of truth, I want to be an extremist. I certainly don't want to be lukewarm. I don't want to be indifferent. Do you? Let them call us names. Get some thick skin. Get used to it. And then don't flinch. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. Those who forsake the law praise Harry Reid. Those who uphold the law resist them. I've got to take a quick break. When we come back, more fuel. Ah, yes, the hatred fuel. Randall Terry, the fuel hater. I'll be right back with more fuel for your tank. Don't go away. Cut. Sometimes I hate. That was funny, talking about hate. Sometimes I hate that people are afraid to hate. I hate it. I'm telling you right now, I thought I saw Harry Reid hitting on Charles Schumer. I'm not kidding. It was really, really weird. It was almost as weird as when I thought Schumer was hitting on me. Have you seen Harry Reid? Look at him. Come on.
What is the use of living, if it be not to strive for noble causes and to make this muddled world a better place to live after we are gone? Sir Winston Churchill.
Yes. There was this other time I saw them in a press conference together. So I don't remember if it was Harry. Yeah, Harry Reid was talking, and it was Schumer's turn to come up and talk. And I'm not kidding you. It was like they touched each other's hands, like this, like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing. And they were just kind of rubbing their fingers together a little bit. Maybe it was just coincidence, but it looked weird. I thought there is something going on between these two. Is it ready? Are we ready? All right. In 3, 2. Welcome back to the program, friend. It is I, your servant, Randall. As you know, this country is in deep trouble. It is my conviction that one of the greatest crises that we're facing is a crisis of leadership. People are afraid to lead. What happens when you lead is you get out in front of others, and that means you have to define the battle. You have to define the terms of the battle, the place of the battle, who you're going to battle with. And a lot of people are simply afraid to take a stand. So there's so much happening in the world right now. It's actually alarming and frightening. You've got Obama in office. Now we're dropping bombs on Libya. We don't know where this is going to end. Obama's trying to create a socialist plantation in his own image. We've got Harry Reid saying, hell no, we're going to fund Planned Parenthood. Charles Schumer trying to coerce, or rather cajole the Senate Democrats to call the Republicans and the Tea Party people and John Boehner extremists. And where are people who are willing to stand for what is true and right without flinching? They're afraid. We have a crisis of leadership. We are desperate in America for leadership. And if somebody in your community will just stand up and be articulate and be courageous, they can be heard. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, a word from one of our founders. Those people knew how to stand for what is true and right. Don't go away. Cut. Can you imagine if Sam Adams got in a room with Charles Schumer? He would beat his so bad from Friday to Sunday. I'd actually like to see that.
Be not silent, O God of my praise, for wicked and deceitful mouths are opened against me, speaking against me with lying tongues.
Samuel Adams said, "Liberty will not long survive the total extinction of morals." Friend, when you have people like Charles Schumer and Harry Reid making war on morals, what's going to be the end of this country? We are in a crisis. We are in need of people with the courage and valor of Samuel Adams to stand up and fight for what is right. Will you be among them? I hope so. See you tomorrow. And cut. Can you imagine Sam Adams just punishing him?